What's up, everybody? I'm back with another movie review, and this one is of Doom, a Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie. We were watching this movie, and we thought it was coming out like the late 90s or whatever, and turns out it came out in 2005, which means the movie was not very good quality even for 2005, really. It came out that year. It's based off of the video game series Doom. I've never played Doom. Dan Snake, though, shout out, he does play a lot of Doom. I'd recommend he doesn't watch this. Apparently, it's not anything like Doom at all. Outside of like a couple of moments where they do like something. There's like a really weird first person like piece of the movie where like he's like shooting guys and stuff like that. I think that's kind of like Doom. But basically, the point is like these mercenaries are going to Mars to stop this alien outbreak and like kill them, and then they infect the people, but it's like an infection, so they turn into the aliens, and then the aliens go to Nevada, and there's a base in Nevada, and then they kill them there, and then eventually it's like The Rock and then this other guy getting into a fight. The Rock's been transformed to an alien, so they're fighting, and then The Rock blows up in the military base in Mars, and the world is saved with this girl, the doctor girl, and the other guy leaving. It's really weird. I watched the movie. I tried my best to pay attention to every little detail about the movie, try to figure out like who's what's happening and stuff like that. And unlike Full Metal Jacket, the last movie I reviewed, there is exposition. We do get like the character roles, who's what their role is in the movie, like hierarchy, stuff like that, and actually what their role is supposed to be in the movie world. So that was good. It could have been elaborated a little. It was a little chaotic because they were throwing in a bunch of new characters, were getting their own roles at random points. It was hard to figure out where, like who was who, how high of a role that they were supposed to have, so that we could pinpoint if they were going to die. And everybody did die except for like a couple of the characters, which was crazy. Like you usually don't see The Rock in his movies, right? You don't usually see him die. He died in this one. Granted, it was at the very end of the movie, which I think should have been the end, because the movie ends, blows up, and it's just a big white light, and then it just transitions into the guy in the elevator with the girl, and then they do like this random mumbling type crap, and then the credits roll. I think that mumbling crap in the elevator could have been thrown out, and then they just go to the end of the movie, to the credits after the white light. I think that would have been pretty cool. It's not a huge complaint for me, but it just felt a little drawn out, and that kind of put a damper on it. But it didn't. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't too bad. So I don't really have too much to say about that. But and again, this movie's quality is horrible. I mean, there's so many scenes where it's just a bunch of these dark and like darkness. You can't really see anybody or anything going on. And then there's like a bunch of flashing lights, and so that's weird. You don't quite know how that's supposed to go. You don't know, like, it's really hard to pay attention because the lights just like give you a headache, and then the characters are like a bunch of still shots of the characters like screaming and stuff like that. It's really hard to pay attention to everything going on because so much in these action scenes, so much happens at one time. It's hard to pay attention, and so maybe that's why it was hard to maybe get a grasp on the plot and the roles and everything like that, just because I wasn't able to really focus in on it as much as I had hoped to. Hoped is a strong word, I guess I should say, but you get the gist of it there, sort of thing. And this is another movie where like the main character, I guess, was The Rock. He dies. The main character doesn't usually die, and if they do die, then they're the last one to die, but he wasn't. And then there was like this whole weird arc with the lady and this one guy not getting together, and the guy dies, and then the other girl falls in love, and they're having this like exchange and stuff like that. Because I feel like they were trying to force her as a real character that was there for actual plot reasons, and was the reason that she was there. And also being the girl that, hooks up with one of the guys in the team, because that's to make it a love story sort of crap. And they failed horribly at both I mean, she played more role as like the plot person with being the doctor slash geneticist sort of thing, but she didn't really figure much of that out. So how much credit do you really give her at that point? However, I mean, and then there's a love thing, barely played any role to that, so can't even consider that a calling point or anything like that. But anyway, this is a hard movie to process. It was poorly made, and I mean, all movies are like that. I think there was no reason for it to be called Doom. I don't think, other than to get more marketing ability with connecting it to the game, and because they really didn't put it the way it was, like make it part of the game, which kind of sucked. They probably could have done a little bit more of that. Again, I'm not a Doom enthusiast over here, but as watching it with Jeff DeMello, like Mifri, we couldn't figure out really why it was called. I mean, we could. There were some other points that we could call it was, what part was Doom and stuff like that. But it's too vague to validate the title, which again sucked. But if you're a hardcore fan of Doom and you want to watch this movie, go ahead. I don't know if it really will ruin your experience with Doom. Just maybe don't come in with high expectations to this movie, and maybe you'll enjoy it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give this one a good 5 out of 10 for me. It was not my favorite movie. There were some good moments in it though, that I can enjoy. It was supposed to be horror. I can see why it was called horror. There's a lot of gore and everything like that, but I don't think it's the scariest movie I've ever seen by far. But if you've ever seen this movie or played the game and seen the movie, comment down below your thoughts of the comparison and if the movie's good to you or not. I'd like to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And until next time, stay tuned for much more amazing content. I will see you guys later. Bye.